Thank you. Thank you for this. I also want to appreciate Mr. For um, at least shedding light on all of those issues, the administrative process that has to be followed before government will be able to even if, that is, I mean, government will be able to debit your account or whatever. I mean, that is actually an extreme situation, right? So I was in a forum recently, I think this weekend, and for the first time, a number of people said to me that they never knew anything about self-assessment and administrative assessment, or what we call government assessment. So they don't know anything about it. So, and for them, it was a big relief, right? To know that, oh, I don't even need to fret. I don't need to be too anxious, right? That, oh, my the money, the little money I kept, my in the Gen Z language, my OGen 2K, um, will be tampered with, right? So, so
Mm.
nobody will tamper with your OGen 2K, really, except that OGen 2K is actually, even if it's a tax that income you've earned, from your business or from any other source, what government is expecting is that you will be honest enough. Even the constitution, which is the grand norm of the country, I think section 24 is clear that you should declare your income and pay your taxes, right? So it's a civic responsibility. So it only becomes a challenge where you are not declaring it, and again, you're not paying anything. It looks like you are shortchanging others, and that's the example I gave to them that day. I said the of course a number of people, those especially those that are under one employment or the other, they are compelled to pay because, of course, the payee mechanism is there. So they are deduct their taxes are is actually deducted at source and before paying them, right? But for all of you that are all of you that you are into, you are an independent professional, you are a content creator, you are a self-employed person, you are so. What contribution are you also making, right? For to the society. So you complain about this and complain about that. But again, what are you contributing? That road that you drive through and then you hunt for the next person in front of you to clear out of the way as if the road belongs to you. If they ask you what is your contribution to the construction of that road as a resident of Lagos, right? Or to the maintenance of that road, what did he contribute? At the end of the day, he didn't contribute anything. Right. So those that are working seem to be unfairly treated, so to say. Look at So that is why the law is trying to say everybody has to contribute, and that is how we will be able to develop. Now, and also tell people that it's even easier to demand for accountability, right? When you are contributing, you can actually walk to the office of your local government chairman, and then show him this is what I've contributed for the whole year. This has been deducted from my account. I filed my returns. This is my contribution to this local government. So what am I getting in return? Right. So it makes it easier for you to demand for such accountability, right? Which has been always a challenge here in the country. So everybody, what the government is trying to do now is ensure that everybody at least pays their fair share. So there's no need for being too anxious or too scared of what government is going to do. All you needed to do is to make sure I tell people, okay, let me even say a bit of what happens. I saw some comedy, skits and all over the place. People trying to talk about narration, right? So a lawyer calling somebody say, please, that's that's my legal fee that I want to pay me. Don't write legal fee there, so right.
Like, call
uh,
medical expenses.
I medical expenses. I saw that I was just laughing. So it's not about even the narration you give to it, right? It's not even the narration you give to it. So it's about the actual what that income is, the character of the income. What is it? So you should be able to prove and substantiate whatever it is that you have in your account, for example. Now you are using. I was telling somebody that somebody is um, um, okay, it's a small business. It's also important to separate your personal money from the business money. It's also very important so that you can justify with documentation how you earn whatever it is in your business account, right? There are invoices there for each transaction. There are contracts you signed. You must keep those documents. This is no longer the era of doing things, anyhow. So you need to be able to be conscious of the fact that your protection now is actually those documents that you actually keep, right? And also bear in mind that those documents, there's also mechanism to also verify those documents to ensure that those documents are also not forged. Again, if they are also forged, there are also consequences for forgery, even including imprisonment. Of course, in the law. So it's important to bear all of this in mind. So when you know all of this, it makes it easy for you to do the right thing. So you don't need to fret. Just make sure. And again, I also want to add something very important. Maybe for those that are, of course, this affects almost everybody. Whether you're a professional in the what I call the brick and mortar space, or you're operating in the digital economy, right? Let's say, for example, those that are into, uh, let's say, social media influencers, for example, they have built a level of followership or engagement on social media, and they now become like brand ambassadors. They are now promoting certain brands. So the law has also introduced a section that was not existing before, right? Or a provision that was not existing before, Section 100, subsection 2 of the Nigerian Tax Administration Act, has said that if any company, anybody, it could be company, it could be any, give awards a contract to another person, right, that is not registered for tax purposes. So you are giving a contract to somebody, the person is not registered, there's no evidence that the person is in the tax net, that you will be exposed to the fine of 5 million naira. So that is also not just about compliance, it's even about business. So government has pushed you, because again, it means for you to get that endorsement, you have to make sure you register for tax purposes. So because the person, for example, take the big brand that wants to give you an endorsement, will not want to throw away 5 million. So they would rather give the business to the person that is compliant, right? So government is tying the various actors together to say, look, the days of fragmentation is no longer going to work. So we're going to bring all of you together. So if you are, and again, if you look at subsection 1 of that section, that's section 100, subsection 1, you also see a provision there saying that if you're not registered for tax, for you don't have you don't register for tax purpose, for example, you are going to also be exposed to a penalty of 50,000 in the first instance, the first month, and then 25,000 for subsequent months. So that is also telling you that it's also the era of, so for big brands now, they are more focused on people that are compliant. So if you can have all the followers on Instagram, but as long as they are not compliant with this thing, they'll be more, they won't be ready to do business with you. So I mean, that is also for those that are, and this also applies to other professionals, right? So if I want to engage a lawyer, if I'm a big brand, I want to engage a lawyer, for anything, I'm also ensure that the lawyer is registered. So that is also another way of I mean, that you should just have to have in mind as we go. So it's just about doing the right thing, and then I mean, going to sleep rather than thinking that you want to hide, because the era of hiding, like you said, is gone, so to say. So there's a lot of transparency requirements at this point.